Do you keep tripping on your rope and have no idea what's going wrong? It happens fast, and if you don't know what to look for, it will keep you struggling for a long time. After teaching jump rope for 15 years, I've noticed there is one main cause that creates 97% of all trips. But the good news is, it's a simple fix if you know how to spot it. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to identify the cause of your trip so you can quickly make the right adjustment to stop it, and a drill to help you greatly reduce the amount of trips you make. If you're newer to jump rope, this can happen at any time. And if you've been jumping for a while, this will most likely pop up as you fatigue. And that's drifting hands. This can be very subtle and hard to spot. In fact, you may not be able to notice it at all. So you need to be able to identify how it makes you trip and work backwards to locate the problem. Let me show you the main causes and how it happens. If you trip and notice that the rope catches on your foot, there are 3 potential issues you need to look for. First, you need to know where to look. If the trip is caused by the rope catching on your left foot, you need to look at your right arm and hand. If it catches on your right foot, look at your left arm and hand. The first potential cause is a hand drifting to the side out away from your body. This will pull the rope in the direction of the hand that's drifting, causing the opposite side of the rope to pull into your foot. The next option is a hand drifting up higher. This will also pull the rope to the side of the drifting hand and into the opposite foot. And the third option is a stiff wrist. If one wrist stops rotating, it will cause the rope to pull towards that hand, also causing it to pull into the opposite side's foot. So if the rope is catching a certain foot, place your focus on the opposite hand to identify if it's drifting out, up, or if the wrist is becoming stiff. The next common trip is when the rope catches on the top of your feet or even hitting you in the back of the head. Jumpers often mistake this for thinking that their rope is too short, but that's typically not the case. Option 1, your rope may actually be too long. This causes the rope to hit the ground too far in front of you, causing it to bounce up and into your feet. If this is the cause, simply shorten your rope. Option 2, your hands are drifting forwards as you jump, causing the ground contact spot to move out in front of you, resulting in the same thing, the rope bouncing up into your feet. Option 3 is the opposite. Your hands may be drifting backwards. This will move the bottom out point of the rope backwards, not allowing it enough room to get down and under your feet. To fix either of these, focus on the location of your hands and keep them from drifting forwards or backwards. And option 4, both of your hands may be drifting up. If both drift up, but stay close to your hips, this is raising the rotational access point of your jump rope, effectively shortening your rope. Likewise, if your hands drift out and away from your body, this will effectively shorten your rope as well. But it also causes the arc of your rope to flatten. This is when the rope can make contact with your head. The fix here is correct rope sizing and to focus on keeping your hands down around hip level. As I've explained these different causes of trips, I've also shown you a key way to help you spot them, and that's recording yourself with slow motion video. It slows everything down so you can actually see what's happening. Another great option, if available, is jumping in front of a mirror. It provides immediate visual feedback and teaches you to spot the causes in real time. Now let's go over a quick drill that will help you identify weak spots in your form. This is technically a speed drill, but you need to go at the highest speed you currently can. I just want you to push the limit without getting to the point of a lot of trip ups. You can do this with the basic 2-foot jump or with the alternate leg footwork, but ideally, you want to practice with both. I just want you to maintain the highest speed you can comfortably for as long as you can. This will do a few things. It will get you tired, quickly forcing you to jump more in a fatigued state. This is when breakdowns occur. So as you get tired, start paying attention to any drifting or wrist stiffness starting to take place. The more you practice this, the faster you'll be able to notice the start of a hand drift or a stiff wrist and make a quick correction so you can keep going, leading to better stamina and less trips. It will get you used to jumping at a higher than normal speeds. This will be challenging at first if you have never done it, but the more you do it, the faster your reaction time will become as you get used to seeing, feeling, and processing the speed of the rope and the movement of your body. This will make your normal jump rope speed feel incredibly easy in comparison, leading to less trips. And because you can process things faster, it allows you more capacity to take on different skills, and freestyle flows. You'll get to put the energy that once went into not tripping into the creativity of your jumping. This is why the basics of jump rope are so important. The problem is a lot of people think they're doing the right things when really they're creating bad habits that hold them back. So watch this video where I show you 3 things you need to get right so you can grow your jump rope skills as fast as possible.